Good evening, all, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find their way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. Tonight's conversation, please don't feed the gremlins. What is happening with this internet stuff and how information is sent around and misguided, blocked? Other people are put in places thinking they knowing what they're doing, and they don't. And all that's added is more confusion. For the simple fact, when we say that you're connected to this land, go back as far as you can. Go back as far as you can. If a corporation was established after your people were here, they don't run you unless, of course, you let them. And a lot of these immigrants are starting to figure that out. Damn near everybody moves off our ignorance and our arrogance. We are watching the world stampede into your home, and you don't give a shit about it. You will sooner or later. Those of you that do and those that are making much progress showing us how it should be done, my hat's off to you. There are people going around pretending to be you, trying to sound like yo mama, not they mamas. And really, we cool with it. So a lot of these people are going out trying to confuse you. And I'm going to have my Accomac fairy godmother, Lisa, come and share with you what she's found on what these gremlins are doing. How you doing tonight, Lisa?
Hey, Halito, Kayuk, everyone. How you doing? How are
I'm
you
doing
doing tonight, Carrie?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yes, always. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I don't know where my eyeglasses are, which is so weird. Anyway, it's weird. But anyway, um, I can squint and not look at and not be on camera. But yeah, they're pretending to be us, and we're okay with it, and that's problematic. Like that's really problematic. We are so We are the laid back people. We are easy on everybody but our own people, our own family, our own kin. Everybody else gets a pass. We feed them, we welcome them. They can sit down, they can put their feet on the couch. They can do whatever they want to do. They can wear their shoes all over your white carpet. They don't it doesn't matter. But let your kids do that. Let your cousins do that. Let your uncle come over. Let anybody else come over and do that. They're not gonna get away with it. Okay, you're gonna lay down the rules. You're gonna lay down the law. However, these gremlins, these foreign gremlins, can come in and do whatever they want in your house, and you just smile, offer them some more, sweet potato pie, give them the last piece of cornbread. Let them have that last, piece of chicken. That it's just we are the hostesses of the world. We're the hosts and hostesses of the world, and we need to stop it. Enough already. Enough with being hospitable and host to the world. They know that. We need to stop it.
Oh, okay, but wasn't it the Negro who put out that we are the world, we are the children?
Yeah, they did do that. Those same people, they're still undoing us now. They got a whole new set of people trying to daggone give away our whole daggone life and ruin a whole nother generation. We have to put a stop to this, you know. We really do. We have to put a stop to these people that are just giving our inheritance away, our identity away, you know, misrepresenting us. They don't have the authority to misrepresent us. They don't have the authority to actually allow these gremlins to pretend to be us. And why we don't see it, I don't understand it. Why don't we? Why can't? Are we not able to identify a gremlin? We don't know what a gremlin looks like. We don't know when it's not us and it's somebody else. We can't figure that out. I don't know. Just tell me, because I mean, something should look like, wait a minute, you know, something's a little bit whatever. Something should be like, there's something about this person that's a little different. That should be something that pops in our minds. If it's not, we need to know it. And what you also need to be aware of is that during the last couple of years, our movies, you know, the movies that were available on Netflix or whatever, everything from Aretha to Harriet Tubman was and Nigerian. None of our actors or actresses were working for almost a solid 2 years. Not that they weren't filming, but they weren't using our people. And then we started, you know, I feel like we started complaining about it, and they probably started complaining. But mostly, we started noticing it, and there started to be a grumble of it. You know, grumble about the daggone Aretha, that's being a last straw, and a lot of us didn't watch it, including especially me. I won't watch it. I wouldn't watch none of that stuff that they put these foreign weird people in our place. I won't watch. I didn't watch that stuff. I won't. But anyway, I'm sure they didn't get the viewership like they thought they were going to do, and they realized they kind of pushed it too far, but they still continue to push these replacement people in social media. And we're the ones that make them popular. We're watching. Now, are their numbers as big as they are seem to be? I don't know. I don't know. Are they getting big numbers because people from their foreign country are watching them as well? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know, but I know that we're watching them in very large numbers, and they're not better than us. They're not smarter than us. They pretend to be us. They try to have our swag. They try to mimic our sense of humor, our language, our dialect, everything down to the letter, our mannerisms. We never have ever tried to be African the way they're trying to be us. Never. Never. They are working hard at being us. And we're giving them thumbs up. Don't do that. That's great. You're doing a great job pretending to be us. She's so funny. No, she's an imitation of your life. They're imitations of your life. And you're encouraging that to be. Like,
So why do you think that is, Lisa? Why do you think we're just so nonchalant with it?
I think that we have this thing that, first of all, we don't recognize that they're not on the same team, that they're not us. That's one thing. First of all, we don't recognize that they're not us. We don't recognize that, first of all, even if I say to somebody, well, they're Nigerian. Oh, really? We don't even let that register that they're not us, and that their money stays in their community. Like, their family works for them. Their money is given to other people of their from their country. They deal with lawyers. They deal with everybody that's dealing with them money wise. They're letting their money circulate with their people and from their country, not us, not us. Yet we're the ones making them. I mean, Tasha K is a multimillionaire just from YouTube, just from social media. The only person that checked her was another immigrant. Cardi B. Cardi B checked her. We would never check her. We would never correct. Say, oh no, you talking about who you talking about, Wendy Williams or whatever. Who you talking about? That I mean, she did a horrible thing to Wendy. She's the one who actually broke that Wendy's husband was having a baby with another. She's the one who had somebody in a hospital, so called, that found out about that woman having this baby. She's the one who broke that, so called. But yet, did Wendy sue her? No, it took Cardi B, another immigrant, to check her butt because we're not going to do anything. We're going to be like, oh, well, I talk about people too. I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. We need to do better. We really do. So we have these gremlins. We got these gremlins that they come here all cute and sweet, quiet, talking like they mamas. Oh yeah, ooh, yeah. Oh well, ha ha. And then they come out and they start learning how to talk just like us, right? They don't want to talk like their mamas. They don't want to talk like their families. They want to sound exactly the way we do. They want to walk like us, talk like us, dress like us. There was not that long ago when they talked about we didn't know how to dress. We had no culture. We have no. But now they want to look exactly like us down to the fingernail. Literally. Why? Why? Why do they want to look exactly like us? Because we spend money on us. We spend money on entertainment. And obviously it's worth it because I mean if you're a multimillionaire well you can be sued for $1.25 million and you're still moving and people are still watching you, obviously something big is going on. Something big is going on. That's all I gotta say. But I mean, the fact that this person is not being checked by anybody except another immigrant tells you that we have a big problem here. And then this other little girl, Shioma, the one on the left side, she's a social media person that talks to the younger generation about college things, post college, and all this stuff. I'll show you a video of what she does. They have an African AKA and all this day night and all this kind of stuff. They're all inside of the sororities and fraternities, right? They're taking those over. Because why? Because that's the way the elite want it. The elite want them to take over. Do you know what's going to end up with us if the way this train is going? I don't think people see how serious this is. How serious is it that you guys see Tasha K and you think that she's the one you wanna watch and listen to all the gossip news about. She's everything that you want to hear. Why? Why? I don't get it. I don't find her to be, all that interesting that you guys would want to watch her all the time. Actually, I feel like, to be perfectly honest, I would like to see Phoenix Moon do celebrity like gossip and she would be awesome at it because she was in the entertainment field. Why is not an indigenous person doing this entertainment venue? Why are we not at the top of the game? Because she's funnier than Tasha K. Tasha K is not funny. She's better looking than Tasha K. Tasha K is not attractive. Why is not someone like Phoenix Moon doing that? Why does Tasha K make $2 million? Why she got an estimated? Why? And if that's the estimated, then it's way more than that. Just off of YouTube. That's just crazy, y'all. We gotta be a little bit more aware of what's going on. We gotta be a little bit more cognizant of how we are allowing these people to infiltrate just our lives and everything. Like we gotta stop. Like seriously.
So when you say people come over here and they take our, they try to sound like us, they try to be us. Oh, well, I guess you're going to show us that now.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is Tasha. I don't know if you've seen her, but that's Tasha K. Okay. I wasn't gonna show the footage, but I can. You want me to?
I don't know. I don't know. These people be suing,
Yeah, I'm
doing
not
all
gonna.
that, but I don't know.
I was gonna just show her image. You know what I mean? Because that's all I was gonna do is just let you see her. But yeah, that's her. I mean, and the fact that, like I said, she's not funny. She's not more talented than our people. And why is it this we are letting someone like this step ahead of it? And y'all, I mean, it's really more serious than this. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm talking about, oh, everybody gets money enough. There's, abundance. Okay, this is the thing. If the world was just natural, then I would say, yeah, you guys, this is a world of abundance. There's plenty for everybody. In the world, in nature, that is so true. But we're living in an unnatural environment. They are actually stacking up this situation. So these new immigrants are going to win. They are set up to win. And we are set up not to. That's the problem. And unless you start opening your mouth about it and acting like you notice it, and it ain't gonna fly for us. That's the only way we're gonna stop this. Because let's check this out. Okay, I was looking at this, but I'm gonna show you this. Okay, I'm gonna show you this because, and it's a little bit of a departure, but it's the point I need to make. I need to make a point about how this does affect us. And, we got to see how this actually works. That's just the way it is. And so we're going to do this. Okay, here we go. All right.
A large homeless population. In recent years, however, the challenges have severely worsened in the Golden State. Between 2014 and 2020, the homelessness point-in-time counts in California rose by 42%, from under 120,000 to over 160,000, while the rest of the country together had a 9% decrease. On any given night, California has more than 160,000 homeless persons. 70% of them sleep in unsheltered conditions. That means they sleep on sidewalks or in tents or vehicles. My name is Jialu Streeter. I'm a research scholar and the director of partnerships at the Stanford Institute for Economic Policy Research. We wanted to take a deep dive into homelessness because this is an area that poses significant challenges to Californians. The homelessness problem in California
just did you hear it? Was this volume working?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, did you pick up on anything on this, Buck? What you get from this?
So I'm from California, and there's enough space and enough room in California for all of New York City to come over there. They're trying to make it a place. It's like it's a giant Disneyland or something. And people just go there basically because the sunshine, the temperature is the same throughout the year. It
Right.
doesn't get drastic snow. It gets hot some days, but you're right by the beach. And so you get that breeze off the beach. It's the place where they
Mhm.
make all these fake beliefs movies to do all these psych ops on everybody. Everybody knows that Hollywood is a shithole. By all these cats that just went to jail messing with all these women. If you don't make it in Hollywood, you just go over to the valley and get into the porn industry. It's a big, it's really a shithole, y'all. If you've never been there, I can give you other places to go, but it's really not that place. It's a shithole for real. The homelessness, most of those people are rejects out of Hollywood because they get you in, and after they fuck you, next. That's all them people. That's all Hollywood. You want to be in the movies, and you know how we like to act, and that's all it is. They do what they do what they want to with you for however long a time, year or two, three. When you're no longer viable, they bring in somebody younger, 9, 10 years old. They might, hey, we don't want you no more. We'll take your daughter. That's Southern California, y'all. All that shit you see on TV, that ain't it. So most people go there, it's not a cool place to live. Traffic is out the ass. The air is bad. There's nothing natural there because it's a giant desert. Where do they get their water from? It's the people there are in a bad predicament and don't even think about it. The majority of people don't understand that all the natural rivers and lakes on the West Coast are drying up. The average person in LA don't even fucking know. They don't care. So you're gonna see the homelessness that it's more than 160,000. That's some bullshit. They just telling you some stuff to make you think, oh, it ain't that bad. When LA County probably got about 15, 20 million people. They'll tell you a number. It's ridiculous. The rent is ridiculous. Housing is ridiculous. All they doing is entertainment, basketball, baseball, soccer. And what's being done to you when all you're doing is being flooded with sports. You know. So, that's 160,000. That's a lie. The last time I was in California, I drove on one of the major streets. People had their furniture. You know how well, in California they have the Korean stores sell the couches, the dressers, real cheap shit. And they mostly sell it to us because we always moving. They had brothers and sisters out on the under bridges with that stuff, like they was at home. Toilets with buckets under them, living on the streets like they in their house. So what? The weather's always warm. The weather's always warm. So those homeless people, it's bad. It's bad, y'all. So, and it's more than what they're saying.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be it. I definitely agree with you. It's horrible. But what I wanted to bring out of this was that who's leading the discussion on this? I mean, she's not even like she might not even be first generation. She might be just a complete a direct immigrant, right? But yet she's with Stanford talking about our homeless situation. Do you understand that there are people on the street who are college professors? Do you understand that a lot of these people that are out of their houses or on the streets are actually college professors? Highly educated people are in those streets. And let me tell you the other thing about it, they're not Asian. How 40, what is it? 30, they said 30, I was looking it up. 39% of the population in San Francisco is Caucasian, they say. And 38% is Asian. And I think they said 7.6% is Negro. And I don't remember the Hispanic. It wasn't, I don't think it was a lot, but and then there was others, and there was some Native American Indian, Native American numbers. But
There might be a disconnect with what they call the white population, because I don't even think that's 39%. They're always going to put their numbers up. The Negro number, it might be there because we're just not we just not make no noise. All we do is try to look fly and try to look good for the camera. That's all the Negroes doing in California. You have all these nations who are coming in now. I mean, you name it, Bangladesh. I mean, they got little places all over the city, like little enclaves, like little Ethiopia. They're all over the place. So when it comes to us, we're not in the majority because we're not. These people are coming over and they're expanding their families because they're coming to do business over here. What better people to do business with your family? We don't do that. We don't try to have kids. We're trying to we putting thumbs up for the abortions. We want abortion. You don't tell us what to do. And not even realizing how many people you lost since abortion started. Not only the ones who were aborted in 70, the kids they would have had, plus the kids they would have had. Though all those people who got aborted back then. See, this is the shit we be doing. We think we doing stuff and we don't be doing nothing. We don't be doing nothing. Then you had the crack era. How many of us did we wipe out of each other then? Plus the kids they would have had. Plus the kids they would have had. This is what is meant by genocide. I know I don't know. We don't never talk about this, but this is the shit we do to ourselves. They train you to do it to yourself so they don't have to reap the karma. Because they know everything you do comes back to you. They learned that. So now all they do is get you to do it. And you don't mind. You would do a backflip before you do it. This where we at. Lying, making sure the kids don't know shit. Really? Really? Everybody's about to start school next week. You still haven't came up with a way to educate your children? The African American hasn't. He gives his children minds to somebody else, like his mama and daddy gave his mind to somebody else so they can do what they want with it. And I ask everybody, how's that going? How are these Turkish people coming over here starting up schools? and we're in this position. Nobody saying nothing. Your elected officials, what? Your teachers, what? Your nurses, your doctors. What we doing, cuz?
Well, um, the thing about it is there has been a decrease in our numbers according to what they're saying. They're always saying our numbers are less than what they are. But there's been a very significant increase in other people's numbers. And they're not on the streets. So economically, like you said, buying from the the Koreans or the Vietnamese or whoever selling the cheap furniture, we're they're sitting pretty. But where do we end up? In the street with that cheap furniture. They're in a nice house, toasty and warm, because we give our dollars over to them. We got people that have the talent to do so many things, but we're not even fostering those talents. We got kids and men that could make beautiful things, not cheap things, make beautiful furniture, but we're not fostering that. A lot of these people that have those talents to make furniture are on the streets. They're on the streets. A lot of our potential is strung out on drugs or having mental breakdowns because life is, they can't take what they're seeing in this world, and we don't have a way to make it any better. We're not trying to. We're just moving. We're just going through the motions. We're not
And you,
trying to create a soft place for people to land or to create a healthy environment for ourselves to live in for the next generation. You see, we have to think about that, because this is the thing. A lot of the things we're doing are momentary. And that includes what we're doing as Indigenous people. A lot of these associations, a lot of these UCC codes, these daggone alloidio nations, these daggone social groups that don't really mean anything. Your kids can't access that. That's not part of their heritage because it's not built on their bloodline. You're not leaving anything. We could leave an infrastructure for our families, for our communities, but we're not thinking that way. We're not trying to save the day for the next generation and the generations and generations ahead. We're just trying to get through now. And what happens when you just try to get through now? It don't even take but damn less to end up on the curb. People go from being top of the heap to being on the curb because we don't look out.
so the homeless population in California is bigger than what you're saying, y'all. It's bigger. It's way bigger than what they're saying. And if this high housing bubble go again, and see, they just had one a few years ago. We keep getting into these games. We never think about where we're from. Where are people from? Where's my mother's mother from? Where's my grandmother's people from? That's your land down there. You won't even go look at. You don't even look at it. So now, since you don't do it, all these immigrants are coming in. Guess what they gonna do? While you trying to make it in LA and scuff and scarf in New York, really on concrete? That, huh? This is what we do. This is what we think life is.
We have to do better, and we have to realize that it's very easy that somebody like, you know, the the celebrities, the Gremlins, these, YouTube people that we just like, I just like watching. I like watching the show. I just like the show. I like the show. Can actually be that last thing that, okay, that's a difference between one of your family could be doing that show. Somebody could be doing that show. Somebody you could be making the money. The money that she's making could provide for several people, actually. But we don't think about that. We just, oh yeah, she's good. We need to, and not only, it's not just enough also for us as a people to keep this information to ourselves. We need to have this conversation with our friends, with our family, with our coworkers, because we need to start thinking differently about how we throw our dollars away. And our viewership is money. Our attention, our viewership, anything that we do that generates money, that's what we need to be a lot more conservative about. And we need to not just keep it to ourselves. Like I said, we need to talk to others about this. We need to discriminate. We need to have discernment about how we're going to actually finance and who we're going to finance. We can't just go financing any old body. That don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Lisa, you remember who used to do the furniture back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, where all the furniture was made?
What do you mean?
When you wanted to buy some furniture in America, what state pumped out the most furniture?
I don't know. Pennsylvania?
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that's right. North Carolina did make a lot of furniture. You're right about that. Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
North Carolina was the furniture capital.
That's true. That's so true. You're right about that.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, all those places are filled with natural resources of wood. That's your inheritance. And we just flick it off to anybody who comes sniffing around.
Anybody can come get this. Anybody can come get what's ours.
Now, you were talking about earlier, you were saying that people come over here and try to be you.
Right. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the young girl. Oh, let me see. I don't think I'm on it. I'm not doing it right. Okay. Go to the kid. There it is. Boom. She want give me that work like Rihanna. Yeah, Jerry Bush, she rotate TV like a tire. Yeah, you dey make man stand ovation. Abaka don't cause inflation for the nation. You say you want me love to the next time. Oh, you tell me say no one waste time. Oh,
Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's African week, so our African night show is on Saturday. I'm about to head to campus because I have to sit in the union to kind of promote African night. So yeah, that's where I'm about to go right now.
Baby, don't do like that. Oh, are you gonna do it like that? 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 Do like that? Do like that?
And so I got her a Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated 1913 hat because she doesn't do her hair a lot, so I know she likes to wear hats. So that will be going in there. I got her a Delta Sigma Theta keychain like that she can put on her keys. And then I got her a Delta Sigma Theta t-shirt that she can wear because everyone's going to want to rock their brand new paraphernalia. So yeah, can't wait for the show tomorrow. After African Night, I will be rushing there to support her and give her her stuff. And thank you. Good morning, guys. It's the morning of the show.
She's you. And their kids are okay. College is is the most expensive that it's ever been. People are coming out of school in crippling debt. Nothing has been done to relieve it. All the campaign promises, nothing has changed. Okay? And these kids are getting every break possible. Like they're giving them free tuition. They're getting all kinds of daggone grants and stuff to go to these colleges. And your kids, you're gonna have to remortgage your house, or your kid is gonna have some kind of crippling debt in order to make it through these same schools. It's going to be predominantly them in the schools because that's how few of us are going to be able to get in there at all in a short time. She wears her hair, her weave is not great. It's very, but I mean, she wears weave like our people do. She her makeup, clothes, the way she talks. She doesn't talk like her mother. She talks like I'm her mother. Like that's what's happening. And this girl has a very big following. Like this one video has, over 9,000, almost 10,000 views. So while she's in college, she's making great money while she's in college. They're winning all the way around, and we are handing the keys to the kingdom to them. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? They want to be us. Didn't you have a video where the people were talking about how they were dancing or something or doing something? Anyway, yeah, they want to be us. I also have a video. I thought I had another video about how they want to be us. But there's another thing that I found disturbing. This channel. Okay, this is another channel I want to show you that actually has a young person, and again, they're not us, but they've got this whole platform that really somebody who actually knows comedy should have. Like it's not even somebody who knows us, knows our culture. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And obviously, it doesn't matter to us because we're not saying anything about it, and we keep watching them like it's just the best thing in the world. That's a problem. Check it out.
Oprah, leading many to believe that he had a majority white audience. The two then had a discussion regarding mainstream appeal in comedy. Today we have our comedy hype analyst, Yamanika Saunders, Pierre in the studio, along with very special guest, Wellington Ojukwu. And they call in to let us know their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
So I do bring the pain, and I'm on Oprah, and I'm on 60 Minutes, and I'm on the cover of every magazine or whatever in the world. But you had that Whitney Houston rumbling, was like, only white people like it. Mm-hmm. Too many white people like it. I've told niggas to shut up in comedy clubs, trying to hate on you 100 times.
It's when you talk about the side of association with mainstream, right? Like it's something that I've gotten.
You battle it all the time.
It's the success of the comedian that has found a way to cross over and appeal to all. The universal comic, people remove the word universal and they just throw in the word white. One of the best pieces of advice that I've ever gotten was from you in regards to comedy. It was, hey, don't be local. World is big. Go travel.
Now, I have a lot of questions on this one, but I want to start out with just your reactions of the clip. Pierre, I'll start with you. What was your reaction when you saw, that clip from the interview?
To be honest with you, knowing those gentlemen the way I know them, there was a lot of pain in that. There was a lot of pain in that. They worked so hard. They both have worked so hard to be liked by us, came through some of the stuff that we get through. And then when you hit so big, then your own kind seems to push you away. That's hurtful.
Right.
That's what you're saying, like, yo, I'm still being me. But us as Black folks, we need to see you around us more, associating with us more. Black Lives Matter, whatever it could be, whatever thing, just Black stuff around. When there's Black problems going on, we want to see our leaders or people we look up to. Where's your voice? If your voice is not there, sometimes people say, well, that's not my business. Well, we want it to be a business. If we're paying and we want you to feel like we're connected to you, we need to see you more around us and feel us. Chris Rock, I think he's a genius comedian. I don't see him around many Black comedians unless they're Hollywood big-time comedians. Average situations. Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. He has his boys, which I respect, but we don't see him too much in around our stuff. In the comedy situations. Maybe he's too big. Right. Maybe white folks say, no, you don't need to do those little small things anymore. You need to do those small things anymore. You need to be around it some more. And I think that's what a lot of times we feel like that. We feel like, man, have you left us? Right. You know what I'm saying? Have you left us? And maybe in the heart they didn't. I'm not quite sure Kevin and Chris contribute to Black situations all the time, but we need to see this. We need to see it. If we don't see it.
Feel watching this personally made me cringe. Cause I was like, these little foreign children are interviewing these well-known comedians. People who have been in the business longer than these kids have been born. And they don't even know, they weren't even here for that or even aware of that. And they can't relate to what he's talking about because their experience is not that of ours. So it's like, what are we doing? It just looks so awkward to me and disturbing to be interviewed by somebody who clearly has no idea who you are, what you are talking about, can't relate to the subject matter at all, and they're there just faking it. Just faking it. And we watch it like it's okay. Like it is okay for this to be occurring. For these people to be in these roles and have these high-paying positions that they haven't paid the dues for at all. They haven't. And then we sit there and we sit there and we look. We get mad. People have the audacity to criticize Monique. Can you imagine if she's sitting in her house watching these infant Africans interview her colleagues when you paid dues all your life and you can't get even that check? I mean, y'all, do you not see what is going on out here?
And this has almost 100,000 views.
Baby, this is actually backed by big money, like the Comedy Central or whatever. It's this is not a little station, okay?
Right.
And the fact that they're doing this on purpose, but if they're doing it on purpose on this big channel, then all these other people are being pushed as well. But that's why we need to push back. We need to push back 100 times as hard because this is outrageous that this is happening. I mean, yo, just think about it. Y'all know what's his name? Guy Torrey. Guy Torrey's not interviewing these folks. He can't be a host. This child, these two children, that's who they got doing it. We got a lot of comedians who are not working like that, who don't have this kind of platform. Why are they not interviewing comedians someone who knows what they're talking about, who knows what questions to ask, who understands the history, who knows what's happened in the past, who you can relate to this? These children cannot relate in any shape, way, or form. And they're being pushed in front of us like it's acceptable. Well, you know what? This is insulting. Any dark person will do. You are replaceable. That's what they're saying to us. Any dark person will do. You ain't nothing special. These people, she's flat. Y'all remember Free, who used to be on Free, all that personality and so pretty and just, come on. There's no comparison to our swag, to our flavor, to what we bring to the screen. There's no comparison to us and others. Yet they think they can just insert dark and it's the same thing. Insert melanin. Done. Check. They want us to, and the fact that we don't notice it is very upsetting. And the fact that we don't notice it makes us look real ignorant. I'm going to say that. Where am I at? Okay.
Ignorant.
Ignorant. It's a problem. We have to start looking at this for what it is. It's a problem. We've got indigenous people. Let me see. So can I slides? I'm gonna share screen. Let me share my entire screen. Yeah, we're gonna. I just let's just go. With that. I'm just gonna get my slides. And when I do that, it just looks like that. What it is. Unless we do this or something. No. Unless we do that. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay. All right. So let's just go big, go home. Okay. So we talked about Tasha K. We talked about this girl named Shimona or whatever her name is. And then there is Chief Janice. Chief Janice is not. She's not American. And if you guys watch her and why you watch her, the first thing that you should ask is, where's your family? Where's your land patents? What have you been able to obtain? Because she's not American, y'all. She's not. She's not. And the accent's not real. Like, what are we doing? And the fact that she has people, she's an agent. This is a government. A lot of these sites are to manipulate and control the Indians. Because when you go there and you contact her and you give her land patents, they got a rolling count of who got what. They can actually get your land. They could block you getting your land. But you are giving this information to someone who is not you. A loyal. Anybody can be a loyal. Anybody can have an loyal title. You can be a foreigner and gain and access in a loyal title. That's not Indian. A loyal is not Indian. That has nothing to do with your Indian bloodline. Nothing. So when you go ahead and you give your information to her, she can take that information, because let me tell you, I've done it. You go to the court, you don't have to show your birth certificate, your mama, your daddy's birth certificate. They don't want that. The court, these little courts don't record that stuff. It is very easy. They've made it very easy for the immigrants to steal your land. That's how it's set up. It's been like that forever. But they didn't think you would be trying to get your land back. It's set up so immigrants can take your land, so they don't have to show much. It's designed that way on purpose. So when you give her your information, hell yeah, they can access that. And it don't have to be her. It could be one of her people. They probably got a whole organization. I've seen Nigerians on the Eastern Shore looking through the graveyard where my people are. I've seen them going with that same person going through the courthouse. The system is not set up for us. The system is set up for them. And you consenting to a loyal nation is the most ignorant thing you could ever do. That has nothing to do with your bloodline. It is so dumb. So dumb. And then she's having some kind of activity where she's going to have some gun training. So now not only are you some a loyal nation, but you using guns with her. Why would you put yourself in that mix with somebody you don't know? Why would you put yourself out there doing that with somebody you don't know? Next thing you know, you're going to be looked at as a terrorist. There's no reason for you to combine getting your land back and guns. It's a legality thing. It's a paperwork thing. Ain't no guns necessary. Please. And the reality of getting your land back, there's a whole lot of things that have to take place. Did y'all know that if you're dealing with a land patent, the land is redrawn. It's not in the same configuration as your patent. So you have to get a survey. Do you understand how friggin' difficult it is to get a survey done? Because they're all in cahoots? Because the people that own the majority and stole the majority of your land are in cahoots with the surveyors. Because usually they're big landowners because they stole your people's land. So they are always using surveyors, whereas you've never used one like that. And do you know that how few surveyors there are? There are us. Do you know how many people straight out refused to even be hired by me as a surveyor in Virginia? It is not an easy task. And I would tell you to get your children to go out there and become surveyors. It's not a hard thing, and it's not a long course of study, and they need to become land surveyors because this is direly needed. I talked to a brother in Kentucky. He says, I know there ain't no surveyors. He says, I'm the few, and he's certified in several states. He told me. He told me there's so few of them. He knew I would have a hard time finding somebody because he knew there was they know each other pretty much because there's so few of them. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. See, There's when you do real things, you can tell people for real what they may have to face. These people, let me tell you, they trying to get people mold into different areas, but not really making any daggone progress. So she's herding you into her group, and she's gonna put you at on a dead end trip. And they're collecting your people's information. Then you got somebody collecting people on the other end with the Moorish, whatever, the Moorish freaking Aborigines. And we're all being divided off. And ain't nobody doing a damn thing. But they're tracking us. And half of these people that's on YouTube are agents. Or being compensated by the feds. You got to know this. I'm telling you. Y'all.
What is that?
How you work for the federal government in Connecticut, start a Waya tribe in somewhere in between Florida and South Carolina, or incorporate in Florida, but it's supposed to be organized in South Carolina, or some crazy stuff, and then say that your genealogy is somebody else's that ain't no way related to you. Steal somebody else's genealogy and claim that's you. And all these people are vibing with this, and I don't even know what she is. What is she? She don't look like nobody I ever seen. What is she? Why do these people get a pass without any kind of background? She works for the federal government. She's starting this daggone association / tribe, and she's gonna have a march on Washington about education. What is education gonna do? What is changing what the way? See, that's what people like. See, that's what the white supremacists want you to do. Today, going to make you feel like you're doing something. Oh, what we'll do is we'll make a decree where the educational system will include indigenous people. No, you don't need a decree on the educational system to include the indigenous people, because when you get your shit back, that's going to be part of the education. That's going to be a big part, because when your kids and your grandkids see things start turning around, that's going to be some education for your ass. Get shit done. You don't need a decree. You don't need them. Let me tell you, if you make a big enough change, the education is going to change. You don't need a decree. Go march for a decree. What are you doing? Go get your daggone name, your identity, your rights, your daggone privileges, your daggone, get your freedom back and get your land back. And then your kids will know. Then the whole education, you won't even, what do you care about their educational system that you marching for? Get your own educational system. Get everything your own. But you can't get it if you're going around running behind these people that is trying to herd you to Washington. See, this is a big hype. They are feeling like they want to make sure that people are scattered in different directions. So this Miss Bethy, she got a march on Washington. And some dummies are going to go out there behind her on this dumb shit. And Dan Calloway's in her camp. He's gonna be trying to gonna herd people over there too, because these people are hurting you, and you're allowing yourself to be herded like cattle. What is going on, y'all?
So I heard this cat talk one time. This cat gonna tell me I forget the dude's name. He go, yo man, huh?
Kalingo, whatever,
Yeah.
Kalalingo. Yeah.
So I heard him speak, and I was like, for real, dude? No, man, he's a real chief. I'm like, where's he from, dude? Where's he from? You don't hear no African accent with him, and that's what I get with a lot of Negroes. They act like I didn't see that, dude. You can't tell by the way he sounds where he's from, and the average Negro, I didn't know. That's all they say.
Mhm.
These people can come tell you anything. Anything. And you fall right down on your knees. Just explain to me why.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But this and there's so many things like this. There's so many things like this. There are so many people who you just let call themselves chief and you don't ask for no verification or nothing. They just call themselves chief and you go, okay, chief. They're like, well, yeah, I got a tribe. Well, where's your tribe? Nope, you don't ask for no other details. Nothing. Where's your website? Nope, you don't ask for that. Are you a member of a recognized tribe? Nope, you don't want to know. They just sound good to you. They just sound good. You just like the way their energy is, huh? Is that it? Explain. Explain yourself. Why are you letting yourself be hoodwinked by these imposters? Why? Amerindians are divided for the conquer. Y'all are divided for the conquer.
Before you jump into that, Lisa, let me go ahead and hit this, Miss Jones. The reason in our whatever movement we do, why there's always no unity, is because everybody wants to be in another camp. Everybody wants to be a Moor. Everybody wants to be a Hebrew Israelite. Everybody want to be a Hotep. Those want to be Christians. Those want to be Muslims. Other people want to be 5%ers. I mean, I can go on all night with how many groups Negroes are in. Why I say African Americans ain't Africans, because the land, what you stand on, that's your common denominator. But all those groups I just named, putting the flag in the ground for all those other nations, Greeks. I mean, it's so many things that the Negro has shape shifted himself into so many places, he don't even know where he is. So why there always unity, Miss Jones, is because we always want to be in another group and we won't even unite ourselves on the ground we stand on. What kind of whole niggas are that? Okay, Lisa, sorry.
No, that's right. It was necessary because this is the thing. Um, there's a problem. Do you understand that the enemy uses these groups? That a lot of these groups are organized by the feds. Do you understand that the reason the Moors are successful is because they are a secret society that is actually supported by the feds? That's why that's why they've been able to get away with stuff. Because the government from their inception created them. They will deny it. But it's the truth. They're in bed. They're all intertwined with the government. That's why the government looks the other way a lot of the times for them. It's not that they got magic. It's that they have a secret connection. And so the fact that the government put the Moors or sicked them on us, on the Indians, is not a surprise. All of a sudden, they want to devour the Indians. Before they were saying we were full of it. Then all of a sudden, now they're us. And they want to claim we're them. Come on now. Don't you think that somebody told them they need to make that change? All of a sudden, now they're the Indians. Somebody told them that. So they got their leaders and their lecturers and their historians, and they got all these lectures now explaining how they're the Indians. Come on now. You think that's a coincidence? They ain't said nothing about it all these 100 years. All of a sudden, they're Indians. Come on. This is to divide what was going on, because when the Indian actually knows who the Indian is and they organize under their bloodline and their families, that's when we are empowered. You're not going to get empowerment through these social groups. Now, let me break it down to you. We got a lot of people on these damn YouTubes and all over this stuff, organizing stuff with no damn name. You don't even know their real name. They ain't got no nation and they ain't making no claims, but you are vibing with them like a mother. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Then you got this heifer trying to start a loyal nations. Y'all are all impressed. You like that A. I don't know. It makes you excited. I don't know what it is. Got you all excited that you're going to get land patents by being in a loyal nation. Stop being crazy. Then you got the Shi and NOIs. You got whole Muslims. Now, how Muslims think that they were in America? The whole Shi and NOIs are a whole nother thing. But that's just the Muslims trying to do their part because they're government backed too. You better know Farrakhan works for the feds. You better know that. And you better know Shi and NOIs are doing their part to take, because that's really messed up though. I want you to think about it. There are very highly intelligent people who really want to get some truth in and really want to get out of this system and really want to make a change in the world, who are involved with this NOI. And it's bullshit because they're a religious organization. So they're able to win and be sovereign, but it's not really sovereign. It's religious freedom. It is a bewitchment. They are using witchcraft. They are fooling people into thinking that this is like, we're Indians and we know how to do all these things. No, you are NOIs and you know how to work the system because you are fed back. And you are a religious organization. So you're able to do things that other people, and that's why everybody's called minister. Stop the bull. Stop the bull. But yet, good people are falling for it, and that makes me sad and mad. Again, that's a problem. Then you got a bunch of people being encouraged to enroll in these Cherokee roles or the Creek roles or the Choctaw or these other roles. Enroll in an existing tribe. Okay, so how is that helping? These existing tribes are slaves to the government. They're not free. They're begging and they're controlled. And half of the time you're being encouraged to enroll with people that aren't even recognized. But they're not recognized, but they want to be recognized. So what I call them is they're pick me Indians. Pick me, pick me, pick me. They want to be picked by the feds, but they're being ignored. And so what is that gonna do for you and your progeny? Nothing. Half of them are paying taxes. They're not Indian, not taxed. They don't have any benefits. They don't have any land. They're not going to go sue and try to get their land because they want to be picked by the feds. So they want to be good Indians and not cause any trouble. So you just enrolled into a dead end. A dead end, you're going to go to some fake powwows where they're dressing up like Siberians and dancing like Siberians. I guess that's what you want. That's not what I want. And that's not what people should want. People should want to be able to change things forever for them and generations to come. And not just your particular family, but everybody's connected with your people, the other families that are connected with your people. Because being a Letahatchee is not just being in Mr. Davis's family. It's other people that are Letahatchee. Being a Yamasee is not just 5 families. There are hundreds and hundreds of families that are associated with being Yamasee. That's how you change things. Because you have the ability to change things for your entire bloodline and your kin. Because it's not just your blood that are these Indians that you belong to. It's also kin you're not blood related to, because it's a nation. And there always were people that were not related to, in that you're not blood related to in that same nation, because you had to marry folks. So then you have these other groups, these social groups, umbrella groups, whatever, Wayas, whatever, these other Kusas, whatever, I don't know. But they're not based on family. They're not based on a particular certain place. They're very broad. And I don't know if that is workable or not, because the reality is, when you come down to it, you want to be able to say, Senator so-and-so, I'm fed up with the fact that there's all these false deeds in this land. We're going to have to be suing like 1,000 daggone lawsuits at a time on y'all, because that's how much we have to reclaim in this land. We need to work something out here. We need to work this shit out, because it's been messed up for hundreds of years, or maybe not even that long, because in my estimation, like, they just stole the land in the 1800s. But anyway, a couple of hundred, maybe 150 years. But anyway, however long it's been messed up, and we need to correct this. But when you got these associations with all these people from all over, this is the other thing. This is what I can tell you this. I'll give you an example. Somebody who has actually started teaching and writing and talking about this whole indigenous our whole indigenous identity for a long time is the Foundation for Indigenous America of the Anasazi Heritage. That is Radine, or what's her name? How do you say her name?
Radine.
Radine. What's her last name?
I think she calls herself America's now.
Okay, she's like a Peter something. I saw it somewhere, but anyway, Harris Peters or something like that. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, I give credit where credit's due. She went to the UN. She started doing this 1998, and you got to give credit to that. But she doesn't say that they're a nation. I don't think she calls them a nation. I think it's this foundation. I don't know if she claims it to be a nation, but because of that, it's a different thing. And my thing about it is, a lot of people learn from her. They teach you how to, they're having an event starting on the 12th. They'll teach you how to forage. She has a place up in West Virginia. I am definitely, supportive of people and their efforts and what they're doing. But the problem with what she's doing is this: the brothers and sisters that are involved in it, what happens to their kids? Are their kids inheriting Radine's land? Are they gonna have rights and benefits that's gonna be just known because of their bloodline and because of their, you know what I'm saying? You cannot pass your membership with these kind of associations down to your children. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not like that. So the people that came out of that and the people who are still involved with associations like that, as good as they may be, which is a good association, and I do recommend people go up there and learn or experience what they have to experience. They've been doing it for a long time, but the reality is you are not going to change things for you, your people, in generations to come until you actually repatriate yourself. You're not going to do it. It's not going to work unless you do that. So the Chata tribe in Louisiana, Chief Warhorse, they're able to do things that others cannot do. They got land. They're able to have get government benefits. They're able to do certain things. They're able to get grants. There are things that you can get grants as an association. I'm not gonna say you can't. There are. People ain't doing shit, but they got these little associations. They're getting grant money. They are, and that's why they're all hot on making up their own association. But the problem with it is that it leaves nothing for the children. It leaves nothing for your own. It leaves nothing for your kids. Like I said, so and so. What are you doing with this association in Philadelphia? What is it going to do for your children? It's not going to do. You may like it. It may help you right now. You may feel like you're winning, but you can pass nothing on from your affiliation with this group. It ends with you. What is the point of that? And then these people that call themselves Aboriginal Moors and all this kind of stuff, how is that going to work when you're trying to claim your land? When you're looking at a land grant and it's like, well, they say that this is Indian, well, you're saying you're Aboriginal Moors, or what is this? That doesn't match. It doesn't match with what you're trying to do. If you're an Indian and the documents of your historical people are in, and this is the thing, you can't really claim to be an Indian. You're not really, see, they may be able to get away with being non-tax Indians as Moors because of the Moor Association. I don't think it really is that they are winning because they're I think it's because they're in cahoots with the government because of their Moor status. And they just like the Shis, they're gonna try to make you think that it's because they're their Indian status. They're gonna have you doing things like they do, thinking it's gonna work for you, but they got a different layer of protection than you have because they're Moors. You don't got that status. They're gonna try to recommend it for you, but you ain't got their status. They're getting away with stuff because of that. Trust and believe. Same thing with NOI. These type of things, just like the church, are protected because they keep us all mixed up. It's all the divide and conquer. All these little organizations, including the Greeks, all these things are encouraged because they keep the indigenous people divided. But as it is now, the Wampanoag, Shinnecock, Lenape, Accomack, Lenahatchee, Yamasee, and the Chata tribes could get together. We could get together, and we could be very powerful.
And just with those nations you just named, just imagine if they were filled to the hilt with their real people.
Right.
Imagine how many people that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you got to play that one with the Mexicans and the Filipinos.
Oh, I don't have that one. That's your video.
Oh, I didn't send that to you.
No.
Let me
I mean, you
find.
sent it to me, but I didn't put it up. I thought you
Okay.
were going to have
No,
that one.
no. I can put it up right now.
Okay, cool.
Because this is something we definitely got to see. So go ahead and take it while I find it.
Okay, shoot. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but anything worth having is worth doing the work for and doing it right. See, that's my thing about, like, if you really intend to do something, you're going to build yourself in a way that you're going to win as far as when you try to, when you move to those next levels where, wait a minute, my name has to coincide with my real people. I can't call myself Aborigine, blah, 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 because that's not what my real family nation was called. And so that's why when these guys act like, well, it don't matter what we call. Well, you don't got no damn intention of doing nothing real, do you? You don't have no real intention of doing anything real. And the only nations that can really unite that comment would be people that are real nations that are built on their bloodline, not these fake associations. I'm not getting involved with no fake association. I already tried to try to come together with people, and I realized a lot of these associations are fake associations. Fake associations are not built on blood and families. Can't deal with those. Can't deal with those. That stuff's fraudulent. So real people that are built on real real nation names that are connected to their real genealogy, those are the people that can build together. The Yamasee, the Lenahatchee, the Shinnecock, the Lenape, Accomack, the Choctaw. We can build. We can build. But these associations, no, you can't build with that. Those things are traps. They're fed traps. Those things are a problematic situation. They're problematic. They're detours and dead ends. That's what they are. Detours and dead ends. And that's okay, because some of these people, they don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to build anything for their next generation and generations. And they don't want to change. They don't want to change the world. That's fine. You want a dead end, go do your dead end stuff. I guess, but the sad thing is that people that actually really want more are getting involved with these associations. And I'm here to tell you that these associations are dead ends. If you never heard it, you're hearing it now. These associations are dead ends. They're dead ends. There are people that sit up there and foregoing actually repatriating their people and want to deal with some UCC code crap. What's that about? What are you doing? The highest level of independence, the highest status that you can claim is your indigenous Indian status. For real. Not a made up one, but one that's just really connected to your real family. That's the highest status you can claim. And don't think they don't know. You may not know who you are, but they know who we are. They know which daggone Negro Indians go where. They know. Because their land depends on it. Their land depends on it. I don't know who that is, Suzanne. Who is that? Yeah, their land depends on knowing where we are and who has what. And so they know. So all these associations and weird organizations and UCC codes, that's just a waste of time. And the thing about it, let me tell you, the problem with some of these associations is as these real people, and you better hope the real ones don't unite, because the more the real ones unite, then it's going to make it that much more difficult for these associations. They're going to start knocking y'all down like daggone bowling pins. Y'all are just going to tumble right down. Look real fraudulent compared to people doing real shit. You're just going to look real fugazi next to people that are doing real things. Oh, that's who that is? Well, I don't know. I mean, I think they're in cahoots with the alloidial nation thing, and that's problematic, and it's unfortunate because I like those people, but you got to do real things. I don't know why we always are looking for these other shortcuts and avenues, and you know what, when you're looking for it, these snakes find you. These predators find you when you're looking for this. When you're looking for a shortcut, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. And they're going to give you exactly what you're asking for. A short cut. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, the thing about it is, anybody who's doing the real, that's what I am for. I'm for anybody who's doing real work, anybody who's building really with their families, really from the ground up, really repatriating their people, because that's the most powerful thing you can do. Why would you waste your time with anything else? Get it all. Be able to say, I want to be able to control my people. I want to be able to say who can. Don't be sending my people to jail. You want that power, don't you? You want to be able to say, you cannot send my people to jail. You want to be able to do these things that you can do as a real nation that is actually repatriated. You can't do that with these associations. You ain't got no power. You're not real. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know, Okay, well, that's good that they did, but yeah, these are loyal nation stuff. That's a problem. I don't know, but I like Sunao. I like those people, but I'm just saying, I like a lot of people. There's really not anybody that I don't like. I like a lot of people, and I've reached out and talked to probably a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to Sunao. I've talked uh to Radine. I've talked to a lot of different people, but you know, we have to we have to come together. We have to understand the game. We cannot be victims. We cannot look at this like we're just willy-nilly children, and that we're not being manipulated by the federal government. We are constantly being manipulated by the federal government. There are constantly got people put in our face to pretend to be us, to entrap us, to distract us, to detour us, to hurt us. We have to understand that that's happening. We cannot be so naive. If the chief has no name, you don't know their real name. If they don't have no real, they're not real clear on whether they don't tell you if they're enrolled in a recognized tribe or they actually have their own repatriated tribe or what really is their situation with their Indian. They just gonna tell you who they're related to, but they ain't got no other stuff, and they're always related to famous people. That stuff sounds very sketchy to me. They're related to famous people from one end of the country to another end of the country, but yet They ain't giving you no details about what they are currently doing, what tribe they are currently affiliated with, what's their status with them, are they enrolled with a record? They can't tell you none of that. Nothing that's actually real and going on today. Don't trust these guys that do that. Don't trust that. They want to keep you distracted by telling you they got a famous great granddaddy. What? Come on, man. Ain't nobody believing that. Come on.
I mean,
Everybody in your family ain't famous. Give me a break. Go ahead.
I think if you just look at the sheer numbers, like you saying, all these different groups we like to fall up under, if you can just take some mean, hard numbers and all these groups, I'm talking about Christians, Muslims, Hebrew Israelite, Moors, whoever, you know the groups. I don't, it's thousands of them. Just imagine the number of people in those groups hidden on walking in one step on the lands of their forefathers and not trying to be foreign people doing things in foreign places that you can't do here. Could you imagine?
Yep. Yep, that would be something. And we need to. I mean, because all these things are detrimental, and they put these things in our path on purpose. They've been doing this since the beginning. Man, if we could just realize the game, because we're playing chess here. If we could realize what they're doing and not fall for it anymore, man, we could really win. We could really win. But we got to stop falling for this.
Well, Lisa, it's coming to my night time.
Did you get the video? You didn't get it?
I couldn't find it. I thought I sent it to you, but I didn't.
You did send it to me. But you sent it to me on Messenger? What did you do? Where did you
I
send
don't
it?
know.
It was on Messenger, I think. Or maybe you emailed it. It's easier if you emailed it.
I don't think I did that either because I checked the email too.
Hmm.
I'll have it ready for Friday.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, you guys, I guess this is it. Calling it a night.
So listen, the people that we share with you tonight that's showing you this stuff, call them and ask questions. You had the sister Suzanne, she said she had to get out of that stuff. Why? Because she realized what was happening. You're only gonna roll with it for a minute because you're gonna realize it's some bullshit. You're gonna start to get that taste in your mouth, and you're not gonna want to be a part of it. That's why you simply go with your family. Because you can always find out information because there's cousins out there who's searching for your family just like you searching. Cousins who you may haven't even met before. They're out there. You got to vibe with them. And I know you feel them doing what they're doing. And this is what we mean by connected. You know what's going on what's going on here in America ain't right. Is bullshit. And you're pissed at yourself by just standing there doing nothing about it. Just letting everybody come do what they want to do in your mama's house. But if you went to their mama's house and did it, they kick your ass out. So this is how the African American, Negro, colored people are looking right now. And this is why you see everybody doing all the crazy stuff that they doing, because they allege that they don't know what to do. Yeah, you do. That fear that we have cultivated amongst ourselves, brothers walking around mean, mugging, and that hip hop stuff, made that how we're mean to each other just spread like wildflower. Either you are or you ain't. The choice is yours. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll check you guys out a little later on in the week. Peace.